is your turn. Charlie is here. Oh my gosh, let me turn off my gift sounds before I forget. Yo, Jason, thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, guys. This is so exciting, guys. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Gabby. Welcome to this wonderful show that's finally back called In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. I host the show with Sammy J in the chat, who is a live streamer, one of my best friends off the app, and a mental health therapist. And every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have conversations about self-development and self-healing through topics that we bring up every week. We relate those topics to mental health through education, resources, tips, and interviews with professionals and streamers, people just like you and I, who can relate or chime in or, give their own experience or advice on each topic. So I'm really, really excited. We've been on a hiatus now since like the beginning of May, but we're back. Everyone's been calling it season 2, so welcome to season 2, guys. Can someone message Chris? Oh, are we not featured? I'll send him a message real quick. Here, I'll send him a message real quick. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Just give me like a whopping 30 seconds to let Chris know that we're not featured right now. Let me just double check. Yeah, we're not featured. Okay, give me 1 second. 1 second, y'all. Technical difficulties since we've been off for a little while. Hello, everyone that's just joining. Hi, Sporty. Hi, James. Wow. Jamie. I just called you James. Is that okay? I just sent him a message on Instagram. Usually Chris is pretty quick about getting back to us. But anyway, for those of you who are here, you guys are very committed, and I appreciate that. If you are new to me, my name is Gabby. This is a show called In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. Sammy J is a mental health therapist. Hi, Rennie. Sammy's a mental health therapist. She's a co-host of the show right here in the chat. Hit her with a favorite. She is a live streamer on here. And you can also catch her on her own live stream in the mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Double checking one more time that we are featured. So far, no. But that's okay. That's okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. So if you don't know what our show is, I know I said it once, but I'll say it one more time. Oh, he's getting back to me now. Okay, guys, so this is a show where we have conversations about self-development, self-healing, and happier living through different topics we cover every week, and we relate those topics to mental health. We talk about the role mental health plays on those topics. We provide you guys with education, resources, and tips, as well as interviews with professionals and with people just like you and me who can relate to each topic in their own personal lives. Thank you guys so much for being here. We've covered 21 topics in the past. There we go. We got the music going. We covered about 21 topics in the past, and we have narrowed it down to 6. So on today's episode, we're going to take a little flashback to season 1, and we're going to have some pop quizzes, do some reviews, and then have some interviews with 2 amazing guests, Rin Higgs and Brooke Falls. Flashbacks. Yeah, this might be a little deja vu for you. Brooke Falls is in the chat. I saw Rin here. Make sure you hit these beautiful women with a favorite. They're amazing. And now I'm going to have my wonderful co-host and great friend and mental health therapist, Sammy J, enter the box. Hello.
Look at
us, we're matching.
I know. I always wear headbands to work, and I actually went to work today, so it was a headband day.
Yeah, we're transitioning back to real life, kind of, since COVID is supposedly, getting under control. Hey, we just live here. Whatever. We just live here. We do what you gotta do.
I just do what I'm told.
Well, Sammy, I'm so glad we were back. I'm so excited. I had like a little girl shriek before I pressed the start button. I'm so pumped.
I love it.
So guys, we are gonna be reviewing 6 topics from season 1. So before I get into the meat of the show, just to show you oh my gosh, here we are. We're already doing the jitters. We're a little nervous. We're a little nervous.
You all
We're
know we
having a little
struggle
bit of
with words.
we're having a little bit of anxiety, which is normal, and we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we are.
We are, but I'm gonna kind of just catch up with you guys, see how you've been. We are gonna do the Tell Me Something Good segment, which we do every week. So that's gonna be more in the chat now. We used to use Instagram for a lot of things, but we've decided that we want to hear from you guys like firsthand. So we're gonna do Tell Me Something Good. Sammy may have a tip of the week. We do. We're going to do tip of the week for mental health therapists for now on as well. So that's a new segment to season 2. And then we're going to introduce 6 topics from season 1. We're going to be covering SMART goals, vision boards, anxiety, mindfulness, social media, and music. So I'm really, really excited. If you guys have been here before, hit a 1 in my chat. Who's been in it together at least once for at least 20 minutes? Chris Casper is working on our trending, guys. We have so many people here. If you're new, hit a 2. Who has never been to the show before? Hit a 2 if you're new. Sporty, are you confused? You said you were here and you weren't here. Chris is lying too. I know. See, I know. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces here. Doug, I know Doug might be new. Russell's new. Yo, I'm so glad that you guys are here. All right, guys. So, be prepared. If you've been here before, we're going to give you a couple little pop quizzes for each topic. We're going to review the topics, and yeah. So tell me something good, guys. How's it been since we've been here? It's been since the beginning of May. Anyone have anything happy that's happened to them? Any goals they've achieved?
I think we've all had one good thing happen since we've all been in here in May.
Yeah, there's been at least one good thing that's happened. So one good thing for me is I just moved to my new apartment a little over 2 months ago. So now I've kind of started a new journey in my life, and here I am. So that's something good that's happened to me.
And
How
like
about
I
you,
said
Sammy?
this earlier, I'm getting to start going back to the office, which is fun. I get to see my clients in person, which I love. When they want to come see me, sometimes they don't like to travel out of their houses anymore. We all got used to COVID living.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, me too. Brooke has been being more social. Speaking of being more social, Sammy and I officially met in person finally. I drove to Maryland and hung out with her for a weekend, which was amazing. I've got to go to the back room to find my good things. Hey, at least there are some good things. Maybe you can't think of them off the top of your head, but I know we've all had some good things happen to us since May. So guys, thank you so much again for being here. You traveled to Cali for the first time. Yoo-hoo! Let's go, Jason. Hi, Millie B. I'm just catching up with you guys, seeing, tell me something good. Anything good that's happened to you since our last show in May? A lot of good things. I'll tell you, personally for me, a lot of growth. I've had a lot of growth since May. Hey, it's good. I'm just so happy you're here, Melly. Thank you so much for being one of my amazing supporters, because you're seriously such an A1 since day one for my show, and I appreciate that. Growth is good. Growth is great.
Yes. We need to constantly be growing.
Thank you, Roger. I would like to also let you guys know that we are in host mode, so if we don't acknowledge your gifts or your comments throughout the show, I will be thanking you all personally at the end. We'll acknowledge your comments when we do the pop quizzes, if we ask you questions personally, if we want you to reply to a question, and of course at the end we'll do like a Q&A, or if you have any questions throughout each topic, I'll probably say if you guys have any questions.
We might want to stop at the end of each section.
Yeah, we'll probably do that. We'll stop at the end of each section to see if you guys have any questions, and then we'll move on. So hi, Ash. Okay, guys. Well, thank you guys for sharing the good things that have been happening with you lately. But now it's time for our new segment, Tip of the Week from a mental health therapist, Sammy J. What you got for us? Yay! I don't know what it is either, so I'm going to learn.
Get surprised. Yeah, so Gabby kind of threw this idea at me when we were prepping, and I was like, this is a great idea. So I'm gonna kind of start slow with you guys with just some basic stuff initially. So the biggest thing that pops into my head when I'm working with clients is I need my clients to have coping skills. So the biggest thing when you're trying to like make some growth with things is like knowing what works for you. Please explore different things. You know, if you're not going to a therapist, Google ideas. Like there are ideas at the wazoo. A coping skill can be anything as long as it promotes positivity in your life and it does not harm you or other people. So as long as it's helping you to calm and relax and be able to like be present, then it's a good coping skill as long as it's not hurting yourself or someone else. So the first thing I would suggest people doing if you're trying to make a change and really trying to grow on some things is know your coping skills. That's my tip of the week.
All right, cool. Adopt healthy coping skills. Even if you're not going to therapy, there are healthy coping skills to grow and to deal with your everyday life and the stress that we all deal with every day. Thank you for the tip of the week, Sammy J. First tip of the week of season 2. Woohoo, let's go. So far, we're not featured. That's okay. Chris said he's going to get somebody on it. But meanwhile, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm Gabby, and this is Sammy J, mental health therapist in the box with me. We host In It Together every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have conversations about self-development, self-healing, and happier living through different weekly topics. And we relate each of those topics to mental health. So today we're covering 6 out of the 21 topics we've covered in season 1. So we're talking about SMART goals, vision boards, anxiety, mindfulness, social media, and music. We do have 2 amazing guests who are going to speak on a couple of those topics. We have Rin Higgs. She's going to give us her take on social media and the role it plays in her life and her mental health. And then we have Brooke Falls, who's going to join us at the end of the show for the final topic of music. We're going to talk about music, how it impacts her life. She's actually a returning guest, so this is her second time on In It Together. So shout out to Brooke because that's amazing. In about 10 minutes, we should be featured again, guys. So shout out to all of the 66 of you who remembered. Thank you, guys. I'm so excited. But it's time to start with our first topic, which is SMART goals, guys. So pop quiz number 1 for SMART goals. True or false? I want to lose weight is a good SMART goal. True or false?
Put a T for true and F for false.
How many of you guys were at the SMART goals show? Because the answer is
paying attention.
The answer is actually false. I want to lose weight is not a good SMART goal. We will explain that here in just a minute. Jason, congratulations. You are a good noodle. If I could give you a star, I'd give you a good noodle star.
Jason has the first correct answer.
Number 2, we have about 1 or 2 for each topic. SMART, S-M-A-R-T. Each letter stands for something, okay? So SMART stands for specific, blank, M is blank, achievable, relevant, and timely. What does M stand for in SMART goals? Is it A, mindful, B, measurable, C, manageable, or D, I messed it up, measurable. It's okay, because look at that, guys. Memorable is what I meant to say. B, measurable is the correct answer.
Jason, measurable without even any hints.
Good job, guys. Well, now we're going to reiterate on a little bit of that. Sammy's going to give us some quick facts, and she's going to explain what the SMART goals really are for some of us who might not know.
Yes, so we're back with some stats and facts for you guys. These are returning stats and facts. So we're going to break it down by each section for you. So we only have a few for each one. So the first, we have 2 facts for SMART goals. So one of them was only 3 out of 10 adults actually write down their goals. So 3 out of 10 adults.
Can I ask you really quick, who writes their goals? Hit a 1. If you don't, hit a 2. I'm curious in the chat. I hit a 1. I always write my goals down. Definitely seeing a lot of 2s.
I goals down.
Okay.
Take what your therapist has to give you as knowledge. Don't do as they do. Okay, guys? I'm just gonna throw that at you. We are still human. We're not perfect.
True.
Yeah. So then the other goal or the other fact is you're 50% more likely to achieve a goal if it's written down. So only 30% of y'all are writing down your goals, even though you're going to be 50% more likely to achieve it if you do it. So we need to change that 3 out of 10 number. We need, including me, we all need to do better. So those are your facts. Yes. Gabby is setting the example for us. Follow Gabby. Don't follow me.
Follow her mostly, but like for this case, follow me.
Gabby's a great goal achiever. So yeah, then the next thing we're going to cover is just what does SMART stand for. So we kind of started going that over all that already with the pop quiz question. But so S stands for specific. Do we know what specific means, guys?
Jason knows. Jason's winning. I just want to let you guys know. Jason's winning the quizzes.
The specific is to be exact about what you want to accomplish. So going back to that question of I want to lose weight, is that super specific? We are talking about wanting to lose weight, but we're not like I could lose a pound and be like, cool, I met my goal. It's not telling you how much weight you want to lose. Or like measurements or something like that, something more specific and concrete. So that was part of why that was not a SMART goal. The next one is measurable, which we talked about a little bit already. That is how you know you have accomplished the goal. So again, specific and measurable kind of go hand in hand a little bit depending on what the goal is. So again, the example would be at a specific or a measurable amount. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want, 3 inches off my waist, something like that. That we can put you on a scale and we can measure it, or we can use what is that called? I want to say ruler. Yes, measuring tape. Thank you. I was like, ruler is not the right word.
It's okay. We're both gonna be able to help each other tonight because we're both like losing our words.
Yeah. So measuring tape to like measure your inches, that kind of stuff. So achievable is A. Achievable is essentially you're asking, is it realistic? Is it realistic for me to accomplish this? So with the losing weight goal, if I am 120 pounds and I say I want to lose 100 pounds, that's not realistic. You can't be 20 pounds. That's unhealthy. Not a realistic goal.
You can't be 20
it's a
pounds.
healthy goal.
Hey, don't tell me how to live my life. 20 pounds if I want to. No, just kidding. That's really unhealthy.
It would be really bad. It would be really, really bad. So is it realistic for me to do this? I'm trying to think of another less extreme example of that. Nothing's coming to me for that one though. I'll come back to that. It'll hit me. So the next one is R, is relevant. So relevant is the purpose. Like why is it significant? The purpose of doing it, why is it significant? Those kinds of things. So I want to lose weight is relevant maybe if I am trying to fit into a wedding dress. Or a bridesmaid's dress in my case. I'm trying to fit into a bridesmaid's dress. So it is relevant for me to try to achieve that goal. If I'm already 120 pounds, is it really relevant for me to lose weight? Probably not. That's a pretty solid, healthy weight. A maid of honor. Yes, thank you, Rini. And then last one is T, is timely, which stands for the amount of time it will take. So again, this was not a SMART goal because it did not say how long like we wanted to accomplish it. So it should say, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 5 pounds in 2 months. That is timely.
There you go. So that's SMART goals in a nutshell. If you guys are just tuning in, I don't know if we're featured yet. Let me take a little gander. No, but shout out to the 85 of you who are here. Thank you for joining. My name is Gabby. This is Sammy J, licensed mental health therapist. And together we host In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. We do the show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about self-development and self-healing through topics we relate to mental health. And today is season 2 kickoff. Hello. So we're just reviewing 6 out of the 21 topics from the past season. And so far we've covered SMART goals. And this is a really good segue into our next topic, which is vision boards. If you guys were here.
Hang on 1 second, Gabby. Beam Pilot, T was timely. Benny, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Does anyone have any questions on SMART goals before we go on? I'm sorry. This is a little, the breakdown
for us.
The breakdown is a little different for this episode.
Because
we do have so many topics. All right. Well, we're going to segue into the next topic, which is vision boards. So if you guys were here for that episode, Blake Premier and I were actually together sharing our vision boards with you guys. I'm actually going to show you guys my old vision board and compare it to my new one to show you what I've accomplished and what I have yet to accomplish and some new goals that I have. But before we get to that, we got a pop quiz. We have another pop quiz. Let's see. Jason is in the lead. We're going to say that for sure.
Jason, y'all. Someone beat Jason.
Who beat Jason?
No,
somebody beat no one yet. Okay, guys. So this is a multiple choice question. Wow, actually, this is so stupid because I just messed up. You guys are all gonna get this one right because I meant to bring the pop quiz question in before the topic.
Let's see who's actually paying attention.
You guys better get this one right. What's a good tool to give us a visual representation of goals we want to achieve? A, pie charts, B, mindfulness meditation, C, writing lists, or D, vision boards. Yes! Everybody got this one. Except for Jeff. Except for Jeff and except for Chris. Chris likes pie charts. All right, Sammy, what do we got to know about vision boards? What are some facts?
We only have a couple quick facts about vision boards. We have 2 of them. Vision boards are a collage of photos, images, or words that represent the desires in your life. So you can kind of make your vision board however you want to, as long as it's a visual representation of what you're working towards. So that can be represented in any way. The second one is the idea of vision boards stem from the hypothesis of positive thinking leads to positive outcomes. So the more we are positive and we're, manifesting, we talked about manifesting some through this, law of attraction, that kind of stuff. This is going to be something that's helpful. It's not going to make things happen for you, but it is going to help push you in the right direction, hopefully.
Awesome. So guys, this vision board that I posted for our old episode was posted on February 10th. So since February 10th, here are some of the things that I've accomplished and have yet to accomplish. So the first, I don't know if you guys can even see this. Hang on, because I don't have. I was trying to learn how to use OBS and we didn't learn how to use it yet. So well, we did, but it kind of failed. So as you can see, this is playlist right here. I'm trying to go to playlist. And back when this was made, playlist was scheduled in 2021 and now it's rescheduled to 2022. So obviously I didn't achieve that. And then to go with that,
that was not your fault.
Yeah, that was not my fault. Sometimes things just happen in life and it is the way that it is, Here, this is better. I could do this. Okay, my next goal, obviously, if you guys haven't figured it out, I want to become a top badge on the Meet Me app, guys. And my goal is to reach this top badge by the time playlist rolls around. So now I have until September. So I have some more time. We got some more time. Woo! Because we obviously didn't accomplish that one yet.
We're working on it.
So right here we have the states of Maryland and New Jersey, which I actually did go to Maryland and visited Sammy, so we succeeded there. New Jersey was scheduled, but my family got COVID, so that was something out of my control. But we did accomplish some of those things. All of this stuff, I don't know if you can read it, but it's basically about my confidence, my mental health, my overall health, and I have become a lot more confident in myself. The thoughts I have are way more positive. I've grown so much since February. And right here, you see this guy? That's a surgeon. I had knee surgery, guys. That was the one goal, is to get surgery on my knee, which I did. And if you guys may or may not know, I'm a licensed physical therapy assistant, and there's a chance the surgery might not 100% work. So I've had a lot of thought to put into my career. So I am a physical therapy assistant and I really would love to get back to that. But I've decided to do some research into like substance abuse counseling, entrepreneurship, x-ray tech, just to kind of like see what my next step might be so that I can be proactive in case the surgery fails. But look at this, guys. I have a new vision board. Boom.
Yeah,
new vision board.
That is.
New vision board. Thank you guys for the gifts. Once again, if you're tuning in, this is Chris Casper is here. Hello, Chris. Thank you for the wheel. This is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. I'm Gabby. This is Sammy J. Right now, we're covering vision boards. This is the second topic out of 6 from season 1. We're featured now. Hallelujah. Let's go. Well, since now everybody can tune in now and see my new vision board and see all the goals that I have these are kind of short-term goal. These are all within like a year. So it might be kind of hard to see with the wheels, but we have the same goal from before. My goal is to get a top badge before playlist of 2022, which is now in September, right by my birthday. So that's pretty cool. Um, that obviously would involve some traveling by plane because I live very far away from Orlando. But we have here once again some of these places I'd like to visit. So I want to go back to Maryland to visit Sammy. We're going to take another stab at New Jersey. Hopefully nobody gets COVID this time. And Florida, which number one, I have a family member there, but also that's where playlist is. So and I've made a decision career-wise, y'all, just in case the surgery does fail so that I can be proactive. In November, I'm starting to take classes to be a certified substance abuse counseling assistant. It's a 7-week program. So by the time the new year rolls around, I'll finally be able to get back into the workforce. I do this show with Sammy about mental health. So this is a passion I have. So I've decided that this would be a really good move for me. So yeah, physical therapy is here for kind of a double whammy. I need to get physical therapy to rehab myself from my surgery, but also I'd like to get back to my career, do both of those things, but we'll see. Now this is some new stuff, some short-term stuff. So by the time my surgery is completely, when I'm healed from it, I can't be any worse than I was before. So even if it doesn't get me back to 100%, I at least know that we're going to be able to do more than before. So I'm planning on going, this is Bad Fish, you probably can't see. This is a Sublime cover band, and I've always wanted to go to a music festival. So this summer it's happening. I'm going to a music festival. I'm planning on joining a gym and taking some classes. So I want to take a spin class, and I also want to get into yoga and meditation. I think this would be really good for me. Also, a fun fact you might not know about me. I am very passionate about twirling flag. It's something I've done since I was in high school. But I want to get back into that. I've choreographed for myself solo and for groups, which is super fun. I'm going to transition into this, poi. So if you guys don't know what poi is, it's really, really popular at music festivals. Sometimes you see either LED lights or fire at the end of pole like staffs, or sometimes they have like the like little hula hoop type things, like kind of held by a staff, or just regular hula hoops. It's super, super cool. It's something I really, really want to get into. So I'm excited to make that transition. Yeah, and then obviously look at that. It's us. Yay! It's me and Sammy. Our show is back, so that was a huge goal, and we're aiming to just make it bigger and better every single episode. So yep, that's my vision board in a nutshell. Blake Premier was actually on that episode. Shout out to Blake. I'd be interested to see what he's accomplished on his board and to see if, where he's at. Yes. So guys, thank you so much. If you're tuning in, this is In It Together with me, Gabby, and Sammy J, licensed mental health therapist. And today we are covering 6 out of 21 topics we have covered in season 1. We talk about self-development and self-healing through different topics related to mental health. And we've covered SMART goals and vision boards so far. Now we're on to one of my favorite topics.
We had another question.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting the flow. Oh my gosh. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. Guys, at the end of every section, just go, Gabby, we're taking questions.
So Bean Pilot, I had to scroll up a little bit, but it said, so the vision board is short term, ? I think you mentioned within a year or so.
Oh, so it's kind of like up to you. There's people who do vision boards for like their whole, like, this is what I want to do with my life. Blake, for example, said this is the kind of relationship I want to have. He mentioned about like being that social couple on a cruise ship type of deal. I'm sure that's still his on his vision board. But mine,
number 2, going back to SMART goals, timeliness is going to help as far as like helping you to stay motivated,
yes,
and making you feel like you've achieved things. If all your goals are like end of life goals, you might lose motivation at some point. So maybe have them kind of spread out as far as length of time if there's a couple like longer term ones.
Yeah, so for example, it was 6 months since I made my last vision board. So I don't know, 6 months to a year. I don't think that's too bad because it's realistic, just like the SMART goals. It's like, okay, I can see me achieving this in 6 months or a year. So the vision board's kind of like really up to you, but if you put SMART goals with it, I think you would have a way better outcome.
Right.
Which is why we decided to put these both in together. Does anyone else have any question on vision boards or SMART goals?
Questions.
Sorry, I'm like the most rude host of the whole Meet Me app.
We just get on a roll and we just keep it going.
Yeah, we do keep it going. Okay, guys, it's time to move on to an episode. This was actually before we were featured. Mindfulness. So if you were here for the mindfulness episode, you will most likely get this one correct. It's a multiple choice pop quiz on mindfulness. So what are the
Wait. Aren't we
Did I
on
skip
anxiety?
anxiety? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's okay. We're back for the first time in a couple months. It's fine. Things happen. It's fine. I'm getting so anxious right now because I keep messing up my
Should we take like a deep breath? Just stop and take a deep breath.
It's okay. We're gonna learn how to deal with this in a couple seconds. No worries, guys. So mindfulness will really help with your anxiety, but we'll get to that soon.
100%.
Anxiety, guys. If you were here for this episode, it was a really popular one. We had Melly B. My gosh, no. My gosh, it was not Melly B.
Not Melly B. We did not have Melly B for anxiety.
Wow.
We had Zen.
I was like, why is my mind slipping? I haven't seen Zen on the app in a minute. We had Zen on the show and she shared with us about anxiety and how music helps her with that. And wow, I'm sweating. It's one of the signs of anxiety. We'll talk about it soon. True or false? Cognitive behavioral therapy is not an empirically supported treatment for anxiety.
So if y'all don't know what empirically means like research-based, proven. Well, research encouraged, not proven.
Yes, correct. False. So cognitive behavioral therapy is an empirically supported treatment in anxiety.
Oh, did Benny beat Jason? Hold on. Hold the phone. Oh, Jason didn't answer. We lost Jason.
Oh, man.
You did win that one.
Woohoo. Good job, Benny D.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's here. Okay. You lost your chance. Food is really important. I don't blame you. Okay, guys, it's time for some quick facts on anxiety with CME.
So quick facts about anxiety, because anxiety, we had a lot to cover. So it was hard to like pick out the good stuff there. So anxiety is a normal reaction to stress and helps prepare us for danger to pay attention. So anxiety is not always just a disorder. Anxiety is an emotion too. So kind of keep that in mind, that it's okay to feel anxiety. It doesn't mean you're clinically anything. Not that that's a bad thing either, but you know, we all feel anxiety. Anxiety disorder is excessive fear and anxiety that is out of proportion to the situation or age and impairs functioning. It's the most common mental health disorder and affects approximately 30% of adults at some point in their life. So definitely the biggest thing to remember with any kind of mental health disorder, the biggest part of that is it impairing your functioning? If it's impairing your functioning, we need to seek help and, you know, try to see if we can resolve that a little bit. Last one is that there are 11 different types of anxiety disorders. And if you guys want, well, actually, never mind, we can't do that. But we did go over that in the show. I was going to say you could go back and watch it, but we don't have that one videotaped. So.
Yeah, that one didn't get recorded, unfortunately.
Not get videotaped.
But that's okay. If you guys ever want us to do another anxiety episode, we might, if you guys want. But anyway, guys, so let's say, let's switch it over. Let's say that you have a loved one, a friend, a spouse, whoever that has an anxiety disorder and you want to be there for them. How can you help them? Well, to help them, first you need to recognize their symptoms, their thoughts, and their behaviors. So for their symptoms, I'm sure like I'm experiencing them right now. Lightheadedness, sweating. No, I'm okay now. Lightheadedness, sweating, being nauseous, short of breath. Hopefully you're not gonna recognize diarrhea. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's one of the signs of anxiety too. Being easily fatigued, recognizing the anxious thoughts. So like all or nothing thinking the worst is gonna happen, overgeneralizing. Those are some of the anxious thoughts. And then anxious behaviors. So that's like maybe making some irrational decisions, being irritable, second guessing yourself, seeking reassurance, avoiding the thing that makes you fearful. Those are some of the symptoms, thoughts, and behaviors you should look out for your loved ones, friends, whoever, that are experiencing anxiety if you want to be there for them. Sammy, what should we not do if we're trying to help our loved ones with anxiety?
Yeah, so there's so much that you can do, and it's really like person by person based. So a lot of what you said was great tips. Again, it is person by person based though. So kind of keep that in mind with the person that you are trying to help. But what you absolutely should not do not enable the person. If we allow people to say, well, okay, you don't have to leave your house, I'll just bring everything to you, they're never going to leave their house. And that fear is just going to grow and grow and grow. So do not enable people that are experiencing anxiety. Also, don't force confrontation. This could damage the relationship. That's why there's professionals out there. So do not push somebody so hard that they don't want to be friends with you anymore, or whatever kind of relationship you have with them. Do not break the relationship for that. All you can simply do is just help point them in the direction of professionals and let them take it from there. We are trained in how to push people in ways that doesn't damage them. Hopefully.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Sammy. So some anxiety tips that do work if you're trying to help your loved ones with anxiety. So provide validation to them. That means being empathetic to whatever it is that's causing them anxiety, even if it makes no sense to you. Let them know that even if you don't understand, you're trying to put yourself in their shoes. Expressing concerns. So if you start to notice those patterns of the symptoms, the behaviors, let them know that you've noticed. Say like, hey, I've noticed like maybe these things are going on. I'm a little bit concerned. Let them know that you've noticed, because maybe they haven't even noticed. So communicating that to them will make maybe like, oh, I need to actually do something about it. And then of course know when to seek help. Like Sammy said, you can't just keep going like, hey, tell me what's wrong, tell me what's wrong, tell me what's wrong, because they probably will eventually just not want to tell you. So maybe
And a lot of
mention
people
like,
don't know what's wrong.
yeah,
The best
sometimes
question
that's
to ask.
it's very true. Sometimes you don't really know what's wrong because it's a disorder. You know what I mean? So one thing that Sammy had said before, you only have to commit to one appointment. If maybe you're that person who says, oh, therapy doesn't work, or I don't want to go to therapy, I don't know what to talk about at therapy. Try it out. Try it out. There's no harm or foul in trying. You're not less of a person for trying it out. And if it doesn't work out, maybe also consider this. You're not going to click with everybody, just like you don't click with all people at work. You don't click with all people. You select your friends because you vibe with them. If you don't vibe with your therapist, look for another therapist.
Yep. Yep.
So
You are not going to get in trouble if you stop going to therapy. Nobody's going to come hunt you down and make you go back to therapy. So if you go once and you hate it, you didn't feel like you clicked with the person, it's okay to stop going and seek out someone else. I do usually tell people, yes, you only have to commit to one, but also like if it's not the worst thing in the world, try at least 3 times, because a lot of the times the initial appointment is a lot different than any of the follow-up appointments, because the initial appointment you have to do a lot of question asking, information gathering. So definitely, if you can, try to give it 3, as long as it's not causing you any damage. I also wanted to take a step back to validation real quick, if that's okay with you.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So validation, I just want to clarify too that validation is, as the person giving someone validation, you don't necessarily have to fully understand. You just have to say things like, I hear you, I'm here with you. You can even maybe be honest and say, I don't fully understand it, but it's okay that that's how you're experiencing it. So don't pry so much to understand it if it's causing that person damage. If it's helping them to talk about that by explaining it to you, then that's okay. But just kind of watch. You don't necessarily have to fully get it, because they may not fully get it either.
Awesome, thank you. That was really good input. Um, so pretty much, I think that I actually like need you to talk about cognitive behavioral therapy, because I actually already kind of talked about the anxiety tips that work. So cognitive behavioral therapy was what we talked about in the quiz. What is that?
So cognitive behavioral therapy is all about like changing our perception. So it's this idea that Our cognitions, which are our thoughts, our feelings, and our behaviors, they're all kind of linked. You can think of it like a triangle. So they all affect each other. So what we think affects how we feel and act. What we feel affects how we think and act. What we do affects how we think and feel. So we have an example of being stuck in traffic. So if I'm stuck in traffic, I might be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late to my therapy appointment. So what is that going to lead you to feel? Probably anxious, maybe a little angry or frustrated at the least. And then that might cause you to speed, which could cause you to get in an accident, get a ticket, maybe some road rage, those kinds of things, right? But if we maybe can stop and change our thought, instead of saying, I'm going to be late to my appointment, saying, I'm going to hands free call my therapist and let them know, hey, I'm running a little bit behind. Do we need to reschedule? Reach out to them. Then I might feel a little bit more relaxed after that. If I talk to them and they say, no, it's okay, take your time, I'll be here, or it's okay, I'll see you tomorrow instead. That might help you to feel more relaxed, and then you might drive more safely. So see how those, depending on what you're thinking, changes how the other things flow.
Yes, perfect. I'll tell you, I've learned a lot from that, and I've actually really used CBT, not really necessarily from like a therapist. Well, I do see a therapist often, but I mean, really, truly, I've been able to use this to my advantage, and it's helped me grow the past couple of months. So, does anyone have any questions on anxiety or CBT before we move on to the next topic? I could go me. I actually asked this time. Anyone have any questions?
Questions.
I just want to thank you guys all for being here once again. My name's Gabby, and this is Sammy J. She's a mental health therapist, and together we host this show In It Together on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we have conversations about self-development and self-healing through weekly topics that we relate to mental health. We provide you guys with education, resources, tips, and interviews with professionals, as well as people just like you and me who can relate to the topics we cover. And so far we're kicking off season 2 today, where reviewing 6 of the 21 topics that we covered. So far we have covered SMART goals, vision boards, anxiety, and now we're going to move on to something I think could really help with your anxiety, because I jumped the gun earlier. We're going to talk about mindfulness. So if you guys were here for the mindfulness episode, you will be able to answer this multiple choice pop quiz question. Quick question here. What you got, Chris? Is Sammy a counselor, social worker, or psychologist?
So, Brian, I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor, so counselor.
LCPC. You know how long it took me to say that? I had to practice like a month before we started the show. All right, if we don't have any other questions, we're gonna move on to the next topic of mindfulness. Pop quiz, multiple choice, guys. How do people become mindful when they spend most of their time indoors looking at a computer or smartphone? Aries, I love your question, and I think that we will be able to answer that for you in just a second here, actually, with what we're going to share. If we don't answer it, ask me again. Ask us again at the end, and we can maybe get into more detail if it wasn't answered for you. So pop quiz, multiple choice. What are the components of mindfulness? A, meditation and yoga. B, awareness and acceptance. C, mindful walks and body scans. Or D, criticism and doubt. What are the components of mindfulness? A, meditation and yoga. B, awareness and acceptance. C, mindful walks and body scans. Or D, criticism and doubt. I'm curious to see who answered it. Chris from Florida got it first. B, awareness and acceptance are the components of mindfulness. Yeah. So what is mindfulness and how do we practice it, Sammy?
Yes. So mindfulness is a state of non-judgmental words. Why do we pick such big words?
I know.
A state of non-judgmental awareness of what is happening in the present moment, including one's own thoughts, feelings, and senses. So that's that awareness and acceptance piece, right? Going back to that question, meditation and yoga are forms of mindfulness or ways to be mindful. And so our mindful walks and body scans and then criticism and doubt have zero to do with mindfulness.
The opposite.
Yeah.
So much the opposite.
So that leads us into mindfulness practices. So mindfulness meditation. This is where we had our lovely Artemis talk to us about yoga. Or no, we had our own yoga stream, but kind of same. Mindfulness meditation. She does a lot of meditation and yoga. So mindfulness meditation is concentrate on breathing and bring thoughts back to breathing without judgment. So this idea of just staying present with your breathing and not getting lost in your thoughts. Then there's mindfulness walks. So this is paying attention to how your body feels and paying attention to all of our senses. So going for a walk through the woods. What do I hear? What do I see? What do I smell? Maybe can I taste anything? What do I feel on my skin? That kind of stuff. And then there's body scans. So this is noticing each body part for 15 to 60 seconds using all 5 of our senses. So how do my feet feel? How do my fingers feel? How does my back feel? All those kinds of things. Just a quick scan to touch base with your body and see, am I holding tension somewhere? Do I feel sick somewhere? Because sometimes we're moving so fast we forget to listen to our body.
Absolutely. So those were mindfulness meditation, mindfulness walk, and body scan. And I thought that was really good to kind of mention this stuff after anxiety, because this is definitely a really good way to kind of bring you back if you're like experiencing an anxiety attack or something like that. But when and how should we practice when and how often should we practice mindfulness, Sammy?
So there's no 100% set number on this, but always more practice is better than less. So research shows that engaging senses outdoors is significantly beneficial. So the more you can be outside doing mindfulness, that's really good because that gives you a lot more things to focus on than in just a room where there's nothing happening. And then most can be done anywhere, but meditation should be done somewhere without distractions. So that would be better inside, I think, than outside. And so aim to practice at least daily for at least 6 months. So, but if you can do it more than once a day, even better. Your brain is kind of like a muscle, just like the rest of your body. So the more you practice and flex it, better you're going to get at it.
There we go, guys. And do we have any questions on mindfulness before we move on to our last 2 topics? Did we answer your question, Aries? The reason 5 minutes before you go to sleep, as you lay your head down, your brain will go back to a low vibration. Yeah, definitely before you go to bed. That sounds like a really good time to practice mindfulness for sure.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of get you calmed down and ready. Maybe I should do that tonight. I've been having trouble sleeping. Let's try that tonight, guys. I'll let you know how it works. I didn't mention anything specific. Okay. Thank you guys again for tuning in. My name is Gabby. This is Sammy J, licensed mental health therapist. And this is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy, season 2 kickoff. So far, we have covered SMART goals, vision boards, anxiety, and mindfulness. We talk about all of our topics relate to mental health, self-development, and self-healing. We have 2 more topics left. We're going to be covering social media and music with 2 of our amazing guests. We have Rin Hicks, who's going to give us her take on social media and the role it plays in mental health. And then we have Brooke Falls, who is going to talk to us about music, how it impacts her mental health. And she's also going to grace us with a beautiful song. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. If you have any questions on social media or really anything that we've covered so far, as soon as we get through the information, we're here to answer.
Yeah.
So Sammy's going to take us off on a pop quiz for this one.
Doing the quiz this time. All right, y'all. True or false? We got 2 this time. True or false, though, first. Social media sites have algorithms to hold your attention. True or false? Y'all are so smart. It is true. And Andrew got that one first, I believe. Good job, Andrew.
Let's go, Andrew.
Next one is multiple choice. Increased social media use increases A, quality time with others, B, positive feelings about self, C, FOMO, which is fear of missing out, or D, phobias. I see some correct answers there.
Yeah, I think Sean was the first one.
Sean was the first one. It increases FOMO, fear of missing out. It can increase those other things potentially, but more than likely it's increasing FOMO.
One of these answers is more correct than the other.
Yes.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Very, 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 very relevant nowadays. So, guys, we love social media. Look at us here. We're live streamers. We view live streams. We're on Instagram. You know, everywhere. We're all on social media. There are some really positive things about social media. There are some things that aren't so positive about social media. So some of the positive stuff might be pretty obvious. It's a really good way to communicate with people, making new friends. Obviously, that's what Meet Me is for. Meet Me Scout, Plenty of Fish, and Zeus. Welcome, Zeus, by the way. We haven't had Zeus on the show yet, so welcome aboard. You can promote causes and the passions you have. So what we're doing here on the show is we promote self-development, self-healing, and mental health. It's a good way to find support if you need support for something. Like there's like if you suffer with something and maybe there's like support groups that can help you online. Obviously, if you research, especially if you're a student and you do a lot of researching because they force you to do it, it's a really good way to find some good information if you're looking in the right places. So those are some positive things from social media. Now the negative. I'm sure we've all probably experienced a lot of this stuff, especially as live streamers. If any of you guys live stream, so studies show that heavy social media use can increase risk for depression, feelings of loneliness, self-harm, suicidal thoughts, inadequacy, which is like kind of feeling like you're not good enough. This could be due to like Photoshop, seeing like all the positive highlights, because we all post the great things going on in our lives. Very seldom do we post, oh, the sad thing happened, I'm having a bad day. We put our vacations up and our cute pets and all the positive stuff. So when we're seeing all of this, we're like, oh, what a great life all these people have. My life isn't that great. But you're just not seeing that side, because that's not the side that we want to show you on social media. FOMO is a fear of missing out. That can be triggered by, I would say, definitely during COVID. Some of us social distanced and stayed home. Some of us didn't. So for those of us, me being one of them who stayed home and social distance, seeing all these people who were continuing to live their lives like nothing was going on, I'm like, man, I want to go to parties. I want to travel. I want to do this. I'm missing out. So that's pretty much what FOMO is. But there's like this big, but FOMO kind of has like this big cycle that kind of makes you use social media even more. So it increases your use because you're depressed. It decreases your sleep because you're spending time like so obsessing over what's going on social media that you feel like you're missing out, so you're constantly on there. Meet Me has a term and condition where you shouldn't stream and drive. And they also should put in there that you shouldn't watch live streams and drive either, but they can't really control you doing that. But that's just another example of like how it gets it can be so unsafe that you're risking your life just to be in social media. Sometimes people will take that social media relationship and like totally disregard their real relationships with like people in their lives. They would choose to be on, no offense, Meet Me, I love you, but some people will like try like be on Meet Me instead of going and like being at like a party with their friends. So, or whatever it is. We're just going to use Meet Me as an example because I know there's some people who do that. I know that I've actually kind of done that before. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a person too. I'm only human. And obviously cyberbullying is another really negative aspect that I think I've been a victim to already, probably during this show. I don't really pay attention to the comments much until we do like Q&As, but we all get bullied. If you're a live streamer, you get bullied on the daily. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so those are the positive and negative aspects of social media. But like, what do we do to modify our use so that we can improve our mental health?
There's things you can do, y'all. That's what I'm here for. So one suggestion is reduce your time online. So I saw a couple people in the comments saying like, I only do it a certain amount of days or for a certain amount of hours. So that's really good. Track your time, turn off your phone. Don't bring your phone to bed. That's a bad one. I'm guilty of that one.
Me too.
Disable notifications. So if you don't have notifications constantly being like, play with me, look at me, click on me, then you're probably less likely to grab your phone. And limit your checks. So kind of that same idea. You know, if your phone is further away where you can't check it so much, you know, put it on a counter and go sit on a couch. You know, don't leave it just sitting right next to you. Another suggestion, change your focus. If we are just using social media because we're bored, then I don't know, that might not be good. Give it a purpose. That way, when you're not serving that purpose, you're finding other things to do. We talked about active or passive users. And is it leaving you to feel certain feelings like inadequate, disappointed, those kinds of things? So if it is, find something else to focus on that's not making you feel that way. Another suggestion, spend more time with real life friends. So if we're spending time with real life friends, we're probably having less time to click on social media. Hopefully we're engaging with those friends when they're around. And then the last one is express gratitude for things in your life. So take time for reflection. This can be done through journaling, practice mindfulness, all those kinds of things so you don't experience FOMO. So mindfulness can help with FOMO. I think somebody asked that earlier. It absolutely can.
All right, guys. We are about to have our guest Rin Higgs join us in the box, but before she joins us, and by the way, this is our first time using the multi-box. This is our first time using the multi-box. I'm so excited. Our show went on a hiatus right before the multi-box feature came into existence, so we're so excited to be able to utilize it today. Anyone have any questions on social media and mental health, the role that mental health plays in social media? And vice versa.
Beatbox said to be true or false, wouldn't FOMO be a phobia? So Beatbox, my thought to that is it could be. Again, phobias kind of go back to how intense is it and how much is it impacting your functioning. So FOMO could be kind of slight or it could be really, really severe. I guess it could technically be a phobia.
We're actually going to do an episode on phobias closer to Halloween, if anyone's interested in learning about that, because there's a lot of different phobias that are very interesting. And also really sorry if any of you guys suffer with them, because that sucks. But that's what we're here for. We're going to educate and we're going to figure out healthy coping mechanisms. So anyway, guys, any
FOMO one more time.
Fear of missing out. So basically, if you are home and you see people on vacations, like doing these luxurious things, they're like so happy. Maybe you see people with these relationships that seem absolutely perfect, and you're in bed with your hot Cheetos and your chalky milk and your cat, and you're like, wow, look at the life I live. I could be doing that cool thing, but instead I'm in bed with my cat and my chalky milk, which, by the way, I think is fine. I think hot Cheetos and chalky milk, maybe, I don't know if that's a good combo.
I think that's a bad combination. That makes sense.
I mean, if it gets really hot, then at least you have the milk. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. Well, hey, I'm just saying. But anyway, that's kind of like the fear of missing out. You feel like you're missing out on life, or like pretty much.
Yes.
Which then fuels more social media use. Alrighty, guys. Yes, just like Gentle said, we do have a YouTube channel. We've had 21 episodes in the past. So if you guys want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's in my bio, and so is our Instagram. My personal Instagram is in my bio. Our show's Instagram is in Sammy's bio, or in the bio of my Instagram bio. it's like a big maze. It's a big maze. It's a big maze. But anyway, guys, if we don't have any, there's some on the independent world that don't look at social media. The Tower Knot is involved. But animals treat us better than humans. 100% agree with that, Melly. Anyway, if anyone doesn't have any more questions, I'm going to ask Rin to join us in the box for our first multi-box experience on In It Together. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I just can't.
Guys, give it up for Rin. Hit her with a favorite. She is an amazing individual.
Hello.
What is up?
Oh, not too much. Just educating the community.
I've been loving this episode. I love the little recap. Like I said, we never get to watch each other's shows, so it's been really nice to get a recap here. So thank you so much for all that, y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for being here. So Rin, for those of us who don't know who you are, let us know a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello. I am Rin. I'm a model and actress in Los Angeles, and I've been a streamer through the pandemic and still trying to stream now, but like many of you, my life has started again, and it's really hard to do this work life, real life, social media, like it's hard to juggle your life. And I definitely see a lot of anxieties coming, from things you talked about, like FOMO, and then just not living up to what I think I should be doing versus what I need to be doing. And, sometimes at the end of the day, it's hard to go to bed with yourself knowing that maybe you didn't do everything you should have done or wanted to do. And we all deal with that, I think. So I'm just like all of y'all when it comes to that, sometimes worse. So.
You know what? I'm going to ask a question kind of to base off of that, because you've mentioned COVID and how you actually joined Meet Me during COVID.
Yes.
So how do you use social media now versus when COVID was like in full swing?
Well, so it's very strange. I'm a very private person with like really true Rinness, like the deep me that you would know. Like I don't always show that, and that leads into what we were just talking about, is people do bring forth their best selves. And so during COVID, I very rarely talked about how bummed out I was about it. Just tried to stay up. We listen to music, we hang out, we talk about movies. I just tried to constantly ignore the state of the world. And I noticed that a lot of my viewers, we were all in the same boat. And also, I always give people a pass for COVID. That is an unreal thing, unprecedented, that we would have never, ever prepared for. So I always tell myself, like, if I had to spend 12 months ignoring what was really going on just so that I could make it through and be able to process on the other end, as long as you know yourself and you're checking in with yourself, like, sometimes you just got to get through the days. And I really felt like that was kind of how my streaming was in COVID. And I feel like in November and December, when things started changing, and then certainly in the new year when my work picked up again, I just realized what kind of world I was living in, and I've been dealing with anxiety around that pretty substantially for the last 6 months.
Would you say that your social media use has decreased in the past 6 months?
Yeah, I definitely have stayed away from it more, but also I've gone back to posting. So it's interesting. I've stopped streaming as much, but I'm posting more because I'm actually doing things, and I'm happy to share the things I'm doing. During COVID, I hardly posted because what was I doing? I was sitting around because, I'm not going to post a picture of me eating my hot Cheetos in bed. Like, y'all, I did it, but I'm not posting a picture because, but same thing. I see those girls who are like, oh my God, I'm on a trip, or like I booked a modeling shoot, or I'm shooting a movie, and I'm just like, I'm literally burning inside because I can't live my life. And you see these people, and you get FOMO and you get jealous, and then you feel like you're worthless, and you're like, what the hell's the point in going on sometimes? And those are real thoughts that everybody has, even at the top levels. And I just think we sometimes stigmatize ourselves so much with I'm not social media equipped, or like I'm not as pretty, or like it's filters, it's showing your best self, and I get it. I want to share my best parts with you so that you remember me in the best possible light. So I don't always think it's out of a place of malice. Sometimes I think it comes from a place of low self-esteem. That's okay. We all have our own demons to deal with. So sometimes I just try to remember that when I see someone posting a little too much about their life and it makes me feel jealous, I have to realize maybe they need that validation from other people to tell them, you deserve this life. You get to, and we all have to have our own relationships with social media and ourselves.
Wow. I really love your take on that. That was really awesome.
I am curious about something.
Yes.
You don't have to answer this. You kind of just triggered the therapist in me.
Oh God.
Sorry. So if you don't feel comfortable, don't answer this question.
My insurance does not cover this session, so
It's okay. I'm
don't
not
know.
I'll charge me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, send the bill first, and I'll pay whatever's left.
So my question is just kind of, do you think some of the anxiety you're experiencing now comes from holding it in for so long?
I'm sure it 1,000% does. I mean, but also during, I call it high COVID, like I didn't know where my next paycheck was coming from. I didn't know so I didn't really seek out too much therapy. I talked to friends, but also at the same time, how do you converse with friends who are going through the exact same thing? And it was one of those things where we're all just throwing our hands up. And so I do think a lot of that is like coming out of it and trying to reimagine life now and wearing masks and, traffic's different. And like, it takes 25 minutes extra to do anything anymore, like go to the grocery, so life has changed a lot. And I think reimagining life has been really hard for me because I'm not going to lie. I am so happy. I'm so grateful for everything I have. And then to have changed things so much, it's really hard to fall in love with something again when you wanted it to be like it was before.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think, like I said, social media does that too. Like it all ties back into that where we're all trying to relive what it was just like. But yeah, you see a picture of me hanging out with my friends doing this. I put a mask on 2 minutes later and then stood 25 feet away from somebody, which caused me anxiety. So it's like, you caught me in my sweet moment, but sandwiched in between that, I'm just living as best I can.
Right. And I think kind of going back to our tip of the day then, that's as far as coping skills, like it is so important to have all different kinds of coping skills because we don't know when something like this is going to happen. And it's like, oh, I have this really great coping skills, but it involves people. And like, now I can't be around people. So like, yeah, we need to have all different kinds of coping skills for whatever that moment is.
So can I share my little coping skill that I've learned this year? It's really weird. So I've heard of scream therapy, and I always thought that was weird. But I do this thing in the car, because that's usually when anxiety starts, before I start my day, and I'm in the car, and I'm like, oh my God, going through the list of things I have to do. I just sometimes go, I just do it till I like basically scream my head off. And then I giggle, because I'm like, what a silly thing to do. And it pushes out all of that negative energy, and then like, I can't help but laugh at myself, and it puts all the sweetness back into it. And so, I know it's silly, y'all, but it's so simple, it's so easy, and it just makes me giggle at the end of it. So yeah, just you scream, like just get up to the highest sound you can possibly make, and I guarantee you're gonna bust out laughing. And it's simple, it's easy, and I'm not saying that's the everything, but that's the band-aid in between therapy, speaking to your peers, and being open and honest with yourself. So
love that.
If you guys just tuning in, this is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. I'm Gabby. I think we're backwards. This is Sammy, and this is Rin. Sammy's a mental health therapist. Rin is a live streamer, model, and just overall amazing person. Right now, we are talking about social media and its impact on mental health. We've had a really great conversation so far. It's really interesting to hear your take on it. So how do you use social media for good? How do you use it in a positive way?
So I definitely think it is okay to share your happiness. And you know what? Maybe you got more happiness than someone. Like, if you want to post 5,000 pictures from your vacation, you do that. You show me your vacation, girl. Because you know what? If I truly care about you, like I hope you care about me, I'm going to be happy for you. And you know what? Your happiness does not take away from my happiness. And, there's enough to go around. And, to see that you're happy and healthy, that can inspire me to be equally happy and healthy. And I do say I have, and I'm sure many other people do, I have the sad reality of watching my peers in the modeling world, like post behind the scenes, like, oh, I'm shooting Target today. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I literally was at that same audition and I got the call back. Like, they picked you and not me. And I had to sit there and I have to take a step back and I have to say to myself, your victory does not take away from my victory. I got in that room, they remember me, and I kid you not, some of the best commercials I have ever booked have been because I lost out on another commercial that I thought was my big break, and somebody said, hey, I remember that redhead. I think I want her back. And you know what? It all comes back around. If you're good, if you're true, and if you put yourself I say first, but I don't mean the first in front of others, but if you put yourself first, you know what, my happiness is this and this and this is what I want, her thing is not my thing. And so you will get there, and sometimes it's slow, but also, I sometimes don't post when I'm doing something great because I'm in the moment, I'm present. So I also have to remember that yeah, maybe my posts aren't as much as somebody else, but you know what, I laid outside and I watched clouds for 2 hours and I was present in my life and I loved my life. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. It's okay not to post. It's okay not to be present on social media all the time. As long as you're present with yourself and in your life, that social media is just supposed to be like a book of life. If you're living life, then it's okay. I think people think they have to go in tandem, but they don't. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. That really goes back to mindfulness. We're huge on mindfulness on the show. We bring it up every single episode. So.
Yeah, the one I did watch, it was about mindfulness, and I because I do think it's really important to stay mindful. I think that more than anything, once you check in with yourself and you know where you're at and what you're doing, then everything else comes from that.
All right, Rin, thank you so much for all of your input on social media, how it impacts your life. So what's going on with you these days, live streaming wise?
Well, so we're working like crazy, which is incredible, which is amazing. But again, my life, I come home from work and I just kind of want to radiate in my day. And sometimes I take a hot bath and then I pass out early and I start my day all over again. And I've been missing my interactions with people. And I love it, and it's not a personal thing. And sometimes with social media, especially these apps, when you're distant from people that you're with all the time, they take it really personally. It is never personal. I love streaming. I love these people to the moon and the back. I've gotten so many great messages from people checking in on me. I'm great. I am living my best life. I'm out there, I am working, I am putting my dreams forward, just like I hope you are doing in your life, everybody. Putting your dreams forward, putting yourself out there. So I'm sorry that I've drifted away a little bit, but please know I am healthy, I am happy, I'm just ready to be the best me. And sadly, sometimes the best me can't get on streaming, can't post on the internet, but please know I'm living my best life.
Amen. Let's go. Guys, if you haven't already favorited Rin, please hit her with a favorite. She is an amazing live streamer, model, just overall. I saw Cutie Pie in the chat several times, referring to you as a cutie pie, which he is.
Oh,
so.
Y'all are sweet. Thank you. And like I said, these two ladies here, so kind, so intelligent, and you know what? I think they've got a lot to say in a way that is very palatable. So guys, please subscribe to these two ladies. I call them my friends. I can definitely say past the app, these two are my friends. So please give them all your love and attention because these two girls got it.
Thank you, Rin. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to mention or ask Sammy before we have you get out of the box?
Well, Sammy, like I said, I'll get your rates later. We'll talk. But I just want to say, people in chat, I see everyone mentioning about trivia. It's on my mind. It's in my heart, y'all. Sometimes it's just not in my time. So please know I'm working on it. I'm doing it. But, just like I've asked you guys, put yourself first and do what you need to do in your life. And, I'm pursuing a lot of goals and career stuff. So, I'm here. I'm present. You can always reach out to me.
Rin, thank you so much. Is there anything you'd
Yo,
like to
Brooke
mention?
is coming.
Brooke
I'm
is
so
coming
excited to
soon.
see Brooke.
Yes, Brooke is coming soon. Sammy, is there anything else you would like to ask or say before we have Rin exit the box?
No, I just want to thank you for being vulnerable with us, and I'm so glad we finally got you on the show.
I know, it never happens. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you for giving me a space to be vulnerable. And I challenge everybody else in the chat and everywhere. it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to not pretend all the time that things are okay. It's okay. Just make sure you're opening up in the right space and to the right people. Very important. Just right space, right people.
Absolutely.
Ren, thank you so much. Everyone hit Ren with a favorite. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
guys. I'm excited.
Bye. Yes, Brooke is coming soon. If you're just tuning in, my name is Gabby. This is Sammy J, licensed mental health therapist, and together we do this show In It Together with Gabby and Sammy on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're wondering where we've been, we took a mental health break, which I advise you guys to do from time to time. We needed it, so I needed it. Sammy might have needed it too.
I needed it.
But we're back for season 2. On the show, Sammy and I delve into conversations about self-development, self-healing, and happier living. And we talk about the role that mental health plays in the topics that we cover each week. So far, we have covered 5 topics. We're covering 6 today out of the 21 that we covered in the past. So we have covered so far SMART goals, vision boards, anxiety, mindfulness, and now social media. We're on our last topic, guys. The last topic we're going to talk about is music, specifically music therapy versus using music therapeutically. And I'd like to say again, guys, thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for all the comments. If we don't acknowledge it during show mode, it's because we're in host mode right now. So I'll thank you guys all at the end. We do have one more segment, one more pop quiz for you guys on music. So get ready for that. We had a music therapy episode with a board certified music therapist before we were featured. And then we had a music appreciation episode where we had tons of people from the Meet Me. This was before Zeus, Meet Me, Plenty of Fish, and Scouts community came on, talked about music, how it impacted their lives, and then they all performed for us. It was really, really probably one of the best, probably one of my favorite episodes that we've ever done. So pop quiz, guys. True or false? Oh, sorry, I lied to you. 2 of these are false. So there's 2. This is a multiple choice, but 2 of the answers are false. A, music therapy is a professional service provided by a board certified music therapist. B, listening to music to make me feel better is the same as music therapy. C, music can influence your mood. D, playing a guitar is the same as music therapy. Which 2 of those are false? I can read them again if you'd like. I'm seeing B and D, A and C, B and D, a lot of B and Ds. So the first person to get that right was Sean. So shout out to Sean. B and D are false. So just to read them again, listening to music therapy makes to make me feel better is the same as music. Sorry, I totally messed that one up. Listening to music to make me feel better is the same as musical therapy. That is incorrect. That's using music therapeutically.
Yeah.
D, playing a guitar is the same as music therapy. No. That's another way to use music therapeutically. Now, the other 2, music therapy is a professional service provided by a board certified music therapist. That is correct. That is an actual, like probably a physician recommended, like this is the type of therapy you'd benefit from, and you'd actually go see a professional. And then music can influence your mood. Absolutely. I mean, I think everybody probably knows that. Like if you're sad, we crave listening to sad music to feel more sad. I don't know why we're like this, but we are. So we have, one more. This is the last pop quiz question of the night, guys. It's a true or false question. Studies show that music reduces symptoms of depression, physical pain, and improves sleep. True or false? Yes, guys. Jason got it first. True. That is true. Studies show that music reduces symptoms of depression, physical pain, and improves sleep. All right, guys, it's time for the last of the quick facts for the night from Sammy J.
Whoop, whoop. All right, quick facts, y'all. So we have the Mozart effect. So this was a study that was done that showed that music by Mozart improves IQ, spatial reasoning, and short-term memory versus no music, other music, and relaxation tapes. So they compared it to all those other things, and it still improved those things more. That was kind of cool. There's also 201. Is that supposed to say 201? I think that was supposed to be a year.
201 reviews reported.
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
I think that was supposed to be a year. I think that was supposed to be.
Oh. You're the you're the one with the education, girl.
I feel like that's a lot of reviews, but maybe that's what it was. We pulled from all the outlines, so something might have got lost there. But maybe it is 201 reviews. Anyway, the moral of the fact is that there was reviews done that showed that learning an instrument may enhance the brain's ability to master tasks involving language, memory, and attention. So that was kind of cool. And there was another study that showed listening to music after surgery. Did we try this with you?
I listen to music all the time. So
no, I did, but I think this was directly after surgery in the study.
Yeah.
It was like right when you got into like the recovery room.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't do that to me. They'd rip me off.
Darn it, we should have done that with you. So the study shows that listening to music right after surgery helped with relaxation. They also found that surgeons perform better when listening to music. So I know in like a lot of TV shows and movies, they show surgeons listening to music. I don't know. When they brought you back, were they listening to any music yet?
Oh, girl, I barely remember the 3 days after being out of the operating room. I barely remember that. But I do know that when I was a student, so I'm a physical therapy assistant. When I was a student, I watched 2 orthopedic surgeries, and it was right around Christmas time. So they had like Christmas music going on, and I just thought it was just how funny that they're listening to all this holly jolly Christmas music, but then meanwhile they're like cutting into like people's bodies.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Well,
okay.
I know too. When I have to get like spinal injections for a medicine that I have to take. And when they're doing that procedure, sometimes the anesthesiologist that does the actual injection will have music playing. And I kind of always thought, well, is that for the patient to help them feel more relaxed? But I guess it works for everybody in the room, right? So,
yeah, thinking back, actually, before I did my surgery, they had me on the table and they put the IV in. They did a oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called. They did a nerve block on my thigh, and it was the freakiest thing I ever experienced. And they played music for me because I was getting really anxious. And the guy literally had his phone out, and he like just had the phone on me. He was like, "You can just jam out, like it's fine." And I was like, "Thank you." It helped.
That's awesome. Last fact is music can also impact memory, mood, cardiovascular function, which is interesting. That's like your heart pumping and blood pressure and that kind of stuff. And athletic performance. So interesting things.
Very interesting. Guys, so we did a music episode. It was like the second to last episode we did of season 1. If you were here for that, hit a 1. Who was here? Who was in it? Was anybody here that was in the episode? We had a lot of people. Just Cody and Sean. There was nobody else.
Chris was here.
Guys, Brooke Fall is going to be joining us in the box here shortly. She's a returning guest. She was here for that episode, actually, where we had a bunch of musical performers come on, talk to us about how it, music impacts their lives in a positive way. And we had them perform. And Brooke is going to perform for us to end the night. So I'm really excited. Does anyone have any questions before we have Brooke come into the box?
Questions. Yeah,
Melly was there too. She performed. I love Melly. All right, everybody's yelling, Brooke. Okay, Brooke, it's your time to shine, girl. Let's get you in the box.
Bring in Brooke.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, how are you doing, Brooke?
Here. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be back. Your stream is probably one of the most refreshing ones on this app. It's so good. Love the energy.
Thank you. I love to hear that. Okay, good, because if we're not refreshing and making you feel better by the end of it, then we need to reevaluate what we're doing here.
We did something real wrong.
Right.
Well, Brooke, thank you so much for being here for the second time. I'm so excited. For those of us who may have not seen that episode, or maybe we don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Brooke Falls. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm a singer. I make original music. I have a stream, a featured stream on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time called Behind the Music, where I just, go over your favorite artists, talk about their life before fame, and give some fun facts that you might have not known. Yeah, so music's been a big part of my life. I was singing ever since I was a kid. I started doing it professionally when I was like a teenager, and ever since then, right now I'm working in a wedding company and making original music. So it's been great. Glad to be back.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. So how I know this might be a little repetitive from the last episode, but how has music impacted your mental health or just your overall happiness?
Oh, it's done wonders for me. Like, anytime I'm kind of feeling at a place where I just, need to express something or write something down, it's so great to be able to put it into a song and grab the ukulele or even try and, pull up some chords on piano and just write my feelings out or sing, even just singing to these if you guys don't know, there's these tracks on YouTube you can get called if you have your favorite artist, you can call it's called like a so and so. Like just say your favorite artist is, I don't know, Olivia Rodrigo, and you go Olivia Rodrigo type beat, and something will come up like her song, and you can just kind of write, let your emotions out, really let yourself go and get into the song and get into how it makes you feel, and that's been a really great way to express myself. I've gotten over a lot of the anxieties that come with performing, like just say on stage in front of people. There are other anxieties within that, but um on stage, it's, as I've grown, when I was a kid it was like so nerve-wracking. Oh my god, don't look at me, don't see me. But then, like, now that I've done it so many times, each even if it's a performance in front of 3 or 4 people, that's still enough to give you like confidence and motivation to keep going.
Awesome. So it seems like music performing kind of gave you some anxiety, but like music in general helps you with your anxieties. That kind of worked out really well. Um, let's see. So since the last show, I see in the chat there are some people that are kind of shouting out some of the work that you have. Last time you were here, you released Petals, which is a great song, by the way. I literally have it saved to my. I say this every time, and Brooke is always so humble about it, but I have it saved in my liked playlist because like that's like I love that kind of music, like the indie vibe. I love that. It's my favorite. It's such a good song, so check it out. What's new? Anything new that's coming up soon?
Yeah, so I actually have it's kind of, I would say it's my little end of summer jam called Fever Dreamer that is coming out on September 17th. So the pre-save link is in my bio on Instagram if you want to pre-save the song. It would really help with the algorithm. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. That's a really fun one, a way of kind of, actually, I do have a topic. I don't really know how much I want to like go into because I don't know if I'm allowed to talk on it about here. But I'm dreaming again because I stopped medical marijuana. And having dreams again is like really important to me. Now that I've been dreaming, and kind of it's just weird how like that happened along with me releasing a song about dreams. So it's
Wow, that is interesting. That is interesting. I think because it's medical, it's okay.
okay. Okay, good.
That's okay. It's okay. I would actually love to do a show on that, but we have to figure out if we're allowed.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, wow, that's really, really interesting. Um, Sammy, do you have anything that you would like to add or ask Brooke at all?
I do have a question because my tip of the day had to do with coping skills, and you talked about how you get anxious a little bit before you sing. So, could you tell us maybe some coping skills you engage in?
Yeah, so I would say a lot of it has to do, I think we all get really caught up in our breathing. So breath work is super important. I do this, I have it on my phone. It's like a repetitive thing that I just put it into a loop, and where you kind of breathe in a square. So like you'll take a breath, you'll let it sit for a minute, and then not a minute, but like a couple seconds, and then you'll let it out, and then you'll wait a couple seconds, and then you'll take your another breath. So it's just going in that square pattern. It's helped. I think when your mind's running like a mile a minute, focusing on one thing that you're able to control in yourself is super important, because you feel so out of control and you're like, what, I can't control anything, but you can control your breathing. So that's a really good tip that I've learned to like stop a panic attack, or stop, if I feel like I'm about to cry. And if you're about to cry right before you sing, your voice is going to be super messed up. So you gotta get your
Can,
breathing. Good.
Can I just tell you right before this show, I was gonna put my lashes on and I lost something and then I lost one of my lashes and then I almost cried right before my show and I was like, wait a minute, this is just me being nervous. And then I ended up finding it, so it was fine. But it's so weird how like performance anxiety can make you feel like you are like super emotional. I don't know. I always get like that. Like if the littlest thing goes wrong right before my show, I'm like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. Like
My eyebrows are not matched, even though I'm covered up with bangs. If this one's like have more of an arch than this one, I'm like, what do we do?
You're like, they're gonna notice all the way in the back and the nosebleeds that I have my eyebrows a little bit off.
I love that you use that. We actually call that square breathing. That actually has a name for it. So I use that with my clients all the time. It's a great technique. It's simple and it's effective. So, and for you, it probably serves a double purpose as far as breath work goes, as far as relaxation, but I'm sure it also helps with like, you know, getting that capacity to get those high notes out or long notes or
Definitely, for sure. It really is. There's a lot. There's a few. You know, you can. I think YouTube has really helped me a lot. There's a lot of really good tips and good channels on YouTube. I do have a therapist, but if you don't have like the insurance, it actually took me 8 months to find a therapist that would take on my insurance that was like low cost. I don't pay anything for it actually. And I had to really look high and low. I wanted it so bad, and it's sometimes when you're in a place where you or feel so like down and out, it's really hard to put that like energy into really looking and really finding one. But I found it and I felt really accomplished about that. And I've been seeing her since 2018 and she knows a lot about my life. So it's really good.
That is awesome. Well, I'm really glad to hear that you've taken that step to get a therapist because that takes a lot of strength. Definitely. Is there anything else that you would like to share or plug before we have you grace us with your beautiful voice?
So, like I said, I have my social media. If you want to click my profile, you can scroll down and see my social media. If my music video is up, and I stream. I don't really have like a schedule for my streaming. I usually try and do it more so in the afternoon rather than night now. But yeah, just catch my live. I have good vibes. If you have any questions about music or if you want me to learn a song for you, perform a song, like I'm open to suggestions and I'm just here to, share good vibes, make the app a brighter place because, there can be drama and negativity and you just want to try and, try to turn that into something that's a little bit, better.
Absolutely. What are you performing tonight?
So I'm going to be doing a song. I thought this was really fitting. It's called Human by Christina Perri. And it's just, it's an all around great song because, we're all human and we all have our feelings and sometimes we hide them to make other people happy. And sometimes it can weigh on us. So here you guys go.
All right, we're ready. Can you change the sizes of these boxes?
I was going to say, do you want me to hop out so you can put her in the big box?
Yeah.
I don't mind whatsoever. Let me do that. Okay. I'll be back.
Okay. We're really putting Brooke on the spot here. We really put you on the spot here. All right, girl.
Thanks.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. I can hold my breath. I can bite my tongue. And I can stay awake for days if that's what you want. Be your number one. I can fake a smile. I can force a laugh. I can dance and play the part if that's what you ask. Give you all I am. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But I'm only human. And I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human. And I crash and I break down. I fall apart, 'cause I'm only human. I can turn it on, be a good machine. I can hold the weight of worlds if that's what you need. Be your everything. I can do it. I can do it. I'll get through it. But I'm only human, and I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human, and I crash and I break down. The words in my head, knives in my heart. You build me up and then I fall apart, 'cause I'm only human. Ooh. I'm only human, human, just a little human. I can take so much till I've had enough. 'Cause I'm only human, and I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human, and I crash and I break down. Your words in my head, knives in my heart. You build me up and then I fall apart, 'cause I'm only human. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Oh, the amount of chills that I've had today in this past 3 minutes has been crazy. You are so amazing. Oh my gosh, you do such a good job. Your voice is so amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for performing. Thank you for being here. What a great song choice.
Yes, I thought, like this show is just great, and I felt like all around, like you make people feel like they're human, and it's just a beautiful thing that you're doing. Such a great impact on the app and on everyone's lives in here. I think everyone is super touched by your stream, and thank you for what you guys do. It really means a lot to me and means a lot to a lot of people.
I am
appreciate
not a
that.
crier, Brooke, but I was like, don't cry, hold it in, hold it in, don't cry, don't let the makeup run.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
That was amazing.
So much, seriously, it means a lot to me. Thank you for letting me perform.
Absolutely. Is there anything that you'd like to add, or Sammy, is there anything you'd like to ask, or vice versa?
My mind is like, after that, I had nothing after that.
Thank you guys again. Like I said, you guys don't everyone in the chat and you guys don't be so hard on yourselves. We're all human, and we all are, we all are just here to have a great time and really just, open up. And this is a safe space, and these two ladies are safe people to talk to. So if you have anything, I know you can go to them. You can also go to me as well if you want to talk about anything. So thank you guys.
Thank you,
Thank
Brooke.
you, Brooke. Bye. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. Mostly Sammy right now. Hang on, we'll get you back. Okay.
There we go. Woo. There's my comfort level. There it is.
I wasn't expecting that. We love you in your face, but I know you don't want to be the big
It was a lot. It was a lot of my face going on.
Guys, this is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. I'm Gabby. This is Sammy J. We just had a really cool show, guys. If you're new here, I hope that you will hit the star in my name and make sure that you have me favorited, as well as Sammy J. We both live stream almost every day. You can catch Sammy in the mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually you just kind of got to get lucky with me. I stream at like random times. I'm going to have a schedule soon, though, and I'll let you all know about it. But this is a show where we have conversations about self-development and self-healing through topics that we relate to mental health. And today we kicked off season 2, and we decided that we would review some topics that were pretty popular from the last season. So if you just joined us, you missed it, but that's okay, because we do have a YouTube channel where you can watch all of our shows if you missed it, or if you just want to review anything. Today on the show, we talked about, let's see if I can remember so I don't forget anything. We talked about SMART goals, vision boards, anxiety, mindfulness, social media, and music. And we tied all of that into how mental health plays a role in those things. We were graced with the presence of Rin Higgs, who spoke on social media and mental health. And we also were graced with the presence of Brooke Falls, who talked about music, how it impacted her life. And she gave us a really amazing performance. You guys are so amazing. Make sure you favorite Brooke. Make sure you favorite Rin. Does anyone have any takeaways from the episode? Is there anything you learned? Do you have any questions about anything we've covered that maybe you would like us to get into more detail about? Do you have any suggestions for future topics? Anybody want us to cover something maybe you're dying to learn about? Or maybe you're going through something and you want us to maybe do a show where we can give you some advice on certain scenarios you're going through.
They're open to ideas, y'all.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. I would like to shout out my gifters of the stream. Chris Casper, Charm Charlie, and Brooke Falls are my top 3 of the stream. So please hit them with a favorite. Also shout out to More Mizrab, Blake Premer, Jason, Kingster Roger, Shane, Dalt Disney, Oh Hey, Heath, Sean, Lexi Ann, Rin, Aries, Lions, Tiger, and Russell, and Chris from Florida, and Beatbox, Brandon, Ash Marie, Angel, and a bunch more of you guys. So thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Next week, we are doing our 2nd episode of season 2. We're going to be talking about mental health and its role in the disability community. So if you don't know, I don't know if a lot of you don't notice it, but Sammy's in a chair. So she actually has a disability. We're going to have 2 amazing guests on. We have 3 different perspectives on disabilities from Sammy, Charm Charlie, and Mr. 515 Dar. So if you guys would like to see us talk about the role mental health plays in the disability community and you want to get educated, this is a really good episode for you. Even if you don't have a disability yourself, this will be a really good episode for you to learn a new perspective. And we are so excited for it. This is an episode we've been wanting to do for a really long time. So we're really excited to kick that off. Yeah. And also the next week we're doing an episode on adverse childhood experiences. But we're looking for guests for that. So if you guys feel like you can relate to adverse childhood experiences and you're willing to get vulnerable on the show, we always have a meeting with you guys so we don't cross any of your boundaries. But if it's something that you think that you would like to talk about, maybe inspire other people with your story, please message me on the show's Instagram. It's @inittogether_meet me. I also have an email address on my Instagram. That might even be quicker to get a hold of me because there's less congestion in there. So if you feel like you can relate to that, or you know somebody who might be able to relate, send them my way.
Yes, definitely.
We'd love to hear from you guys. All the resources. So the resources for these are actually kind of throughout the Instagram. We've always put the resources for each show in Instagram, but you'll have to just kind of look through my Instagram to find the specific episodes because I'm not about to go find all these websites and books and stuff again. That's a lot. Sammy, is there anything you would like to add? We usually end the show with a tarot card, but there was a lot going on today, so I decided to wait till next week to start that back.
It would have been a lot of tarot cards too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no.
No, I just wanna again. I thank you. I don't have a gifter list, so thank you for anybody that did gift me. I know I just saw Brandon and Bizzle. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, this went so well. I'm so happy we're back and
I am so
doing
happy to be
this
back
episode.
too. I just want to also shout out. So right now it's 10:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There are some other good shows going on right now. Unfortunately, because our show went much longer than usual, our show's usually an hour. There is Valiant with Bart that's on right now for maybe at least another 15 minutes, and One Day at a Time with Charisma. Those are two really good shows. You should check them out. And then at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's Nerd to Know with Ariana and The Spotlight with Angel. And if you want more information on what those shows are about, you can check out the banners above the trending streamers. Man, there was something else that I was gonna say.
Oh, Chris, thank you, Chris Casper. Thank you very much for the wheel.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember. It'll come to me. Probably after.
Were we saying anything about the quizzes, or are we saving that?
That's what I wanted to ask, guys.
Yay!
Hey, who was here from the beginning? Hit a 1 if you've been here since the beginning of the show. Who's still rocking with me? Okay, guys, did you guys like the quizzes? Be honest. Did you like the quizzes? It's okay if you so the things that we're quizzing you on may be new information to a lot of you, but some of us watched the episodes, so even if you haven't watched them, maybe you know. Okay, really engaging. Okay, I'm really glad. I thought the quizzes went really well.
Yeah.
I'm currently in the process of learning how to use OBS, and I think that eventually someday I'm gonna have everything here so you can see it visually. I think that'll really help because I don't have my ability to use a projector anymore because of where I live. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. So next week we'll talk about disabilities and the role that mental health plays in that community. And yeah, if you want to be on any future shows, please reach out to us on Instagram. There's an email address on my Instagram. That would be the best way to get a hold of me. Yeah, I do questions to start safety meetings. It helps. Yeah, so next week, guys, I might throw in a couple quiz questions from this episode to kind of start off. So I hope you guys paid attention. Hope you paid attention. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. This is In It Together with Gabby and Sammy. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch us live. Our show usually runs an hour. This is the kickoff to season 2, so it was a little bit longer, but that's okay. We had really great information, really great guests. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. I think that if I'm not trending anymore, I might keep my live stream going. Yo, Brandon, thank you. So guys, the show is officially over. So now it's time to just do a regular live stream. Yay! But I gotta take this poster down. Thank you, Brandon. Let's go. Okay, guys.